Hello everyone. Welcome to 99.6 The Howl for the uninitiated. This is an unedited YouTube vlog discussing everything Arizona Coyotes. And I'm not happy, but Coyotes kind of worrying me a bit, kind of not playing to how they should be, but neither is the rest of the Pacific Division. So what are you going to do? So we just got to take it game by game and watch and see this train wreck try to get back on the rails. What I'm talking about is they lose 6-1 in Detroit a couple nights ago. Brutal game. I mean, their speed was there in the game, but they were so careless with the puck, especially in the neutral zone, just letting Detroit enter their zone with so much speed and putting so much pressure on the defense and giving them time and space to really just roof pucks on Kemper, who had a rough game, but he had a backup game. He had a normal, regular backup game where he struggles a lot, and pucks look like little pebbles, and they go through him a lot. And so, he had a rough game. And what are you gonna do? I mean, our starter in Antti Raanta is injured still. I mean, it's been 6 games now, so hopefully he comes back Saturday against Boston. But Kemper had a rough game. Coyotes in general had a rough game. Like I said, they were skating fast, but not really sticking to their system and letting Detroit off easy. And it bit them in their rear end, and they lose by a big margin. Chychrun came back for his season debut in that game and then gets injured right away. So, oh man, that's brutal. Hopefully that's a small injury. Hopefully. So they come back home after a long road trip. They went 2-1 on that road trip. Fine, acceptable. That Detroit game and that Pittsburgh game were unacceptable efforts. I would have liked to see them play more consistently in those games. So they come home against Nashville, and same thing really. The only difference was that Kemper played amazing and the defense was better, but Nashville just running the show the whole game. They had about 45 shots in that game. A lot of pucks from the outside, yes, as Tyson Nash likes to show that graph where all the shots from above the crease to the hash marks. Not much. Not too many odd man rushes Nashville had. They had that one breakaway off a shorthanded chance where OEL turned it over. That was probably the most dangerous chance. But other than that, Nashville was shooting from the boards, from the blue line, from, off angles, and Kemper was making the saves he needed to make. Another shorthanded goal by the Coyotes by Michael Grabner. Hilarious, and a fluke goal too. He shot it. He gained the zone from the blue line and shot it, and Pekka Rinne just kind of let a huge softie on that one. And then Jason Demers for his first goal of the season with a nice drop pass by Christian Fischer. A nice night by Demers. Nice to see him get on the score sheet. But he got injured at the end of the game too. So the injuries are just piling on, and the Coyotes aren't looking good. I mean, Nashville had control of that whole game. Coyotes barely had any offensive time in that game. How they managed to win was just based off puck luck and Darcy Kemper, who had a great rebound game and played like an Antti Raanta, to be honest. I don't think he can keep a performance like that up. He's a backup goalie. He's not a starter goalie. We all want him to be a starter, but he wasn't here. He wasn't brought in to be a starter. He was brought in to just facilitate Raanta, and if Raanta needed a week or two off, he'd be there. And he's providing that, but as you can see numerous times, he's very inconsistent. So he got that huge win for us against Nashville, top team in the league. Great boost of confidence for the team and for the fans, but you need Raanta back. I don't know, just put something on wherever he's hurting and accelerate the process faster. Forwards who looked good, pretty much. I don't think anyone really stood out in that game against Nashville. I thought Perlini was okay. You could notice his speed, but he didn't make too many great plays. Rick Tocchet decided to throw the lines into a blender. Every line had different faces on it. And then with so many penalties taken in the game, I think there was 5 penalties that most of them were undeserved, except for that Archibald hit to the head. It was hard to really notice the lines during the game because, guys were tired, PKing so much. Grabner and Richardson especially, I think they probably had the most ice time out of the forwards. Great PK though, great penalty kill, just limiting Nashville to nothing, being aggressive, great stick positioning, just a great penalty kill, and 18 games in, they're still number 1 or number 2 in the PK, so it's a great PK. I'm starting to believe in it, like I said in a previous video. Shorthanded goals are continuing to come, slower than they were in the beginning, but just keep at it. Richardson and Grabner really, really great, and they can teach the young guys like Kraus and Archibald how to really kill a penalty. Maybe Panik too. How to teach them the little nuances that make them so successful. So yeah, Coyotes win 2-1. They're 1 point out of a playoff spot. They have 19 points. 1 point out of a wild card. They're 2 points behind Calgary in third with a game in hand. 3 points behind Vancouver in second with 3 games in hand. So they're in a great position to take advantage of Vancouver and Calgary struggling. Like I said, so predictable. I said Vancouver and Calgary, inconsistent teams, not going to hold a playoff spot that high for that long. And Coyotes need to take advantage. And they're kind of, not doing the best job of it, losing to Detroit. But they got to win against Nashville. But they got to be playing better. I know this is a process, but Talkett's got to get these guys in shape. They've not looked good probably since their homestand. Even that win against Washington, that was an acceptable game by the Coyotes, but they had to rely on Kemper still. And they didn't have much offensive zone time. They had more than last night against Nashville, but still, I didn't like their play against Washington. It was just borderline NHL acceptable. They got to push the pace against more teams and really dictate games. This isn't a rebuild anymore. They're a true NHL team, and they got to get back to work, put the work boots on, and get going, get some points. They can do it. They just got to try a little bit harder. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your support.